Welcome to episode 194 of the Blue Recluse. My name is Martin Larsen, and you're listening to the podcast about everything Blizzard. It's Sunday, July the 1st, 2018, and with me today I have Tom Knight, as usual. How you doing?
Hello, happy Canada Day. I'm not in Canada, but to all the Canadians out there, have a good one.
Hey.
I had a barbecue this afternoon in honor. I'm wearing a bit of red right here to support you guys. So, yes, let's do this. Let's talk about Blizzard games. Let's pour maple syrup all over it. Let's do this.
Okay, all right. All the way from not Canada, it's Michael. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Please don't pour syrup all over my Blizzard games. Okay, keep it on your own. I like to actually be able to play them.
And for you who are listening who can't see the live stream, we have a fourth face, and it's our good friend Dusty from the Blizzard umbrella. How you doing?
I love syrup, especially on blueberry pancakes.
There we go. So yeah, happy Canada Day, Canada Day. It's a hard thing to say.
You've been
Words are
drinking.
hard.
No, I haven't.
How's it feel to be on a professional podcast, Dusty?
I love it.
I think let's just start the show before this goes too wrong.
I sense something elusive. Stay a while and listen.
Well met.
You are not prepared. This better be good. Existence is mysterious.
Loud and clear. Hello there.
Greetings, traveler, and welcome to the Blue Recluse.
Oh,
And
that
we
sync
are
was
off
pretty
to
good.
a good. Oh, what? What's up, Michael?
No, I was happy. That sync with the video looked really good, and I couldn't hold it in.
Oh,
I have a tactic that I've been working on, and it started working better.
okay.
And you
Okay.
just had to tell everyone.
Yeah, I haven't told you what the tactic is.
That's good.
Well, do you want to enlighten us?
No, I'm good.
Podcast behind the scenes right now.
No,
I just
okay,
wait
okay.
for it. No, let's keep it a secret.
Okay. Twitch secret, podcast secret, whatever. Anyway, we actually managed to find some news that we want to talk about and new stuff that's happening because it has been a little bit of a drought lately because I think we're basically just waiting for Battle of Azeroth to come out, but we actually got a few new things we can talk about, and one of them is I think Dusty might be really excited for this, right? A new hero in Overwatch.
Guys, there's a hamster and a ball coming to Overwatch. I was waiting. Is it bad that I possibly knew without even talking to you that you were gonna play that sound clip? Oh man, that was amazing. That was amazing. I seriously. Yes, I love it.
Oh,
You've been waiting hours for that. I love it.
Yes.
We've had that soundbite on ice for years, and we're like, when are we ever gonna be able to play Miley Cyrus on our show? Finally, the day has arrived.
So glad that I was here.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this is great. I feel like every time I come on the show, something ridiculous happens. Last time it was Shutterwalk, Shaman, and now it's this.
Oh, yeah.
Your timing is
Oh,
impeccable as always, Dusty.
But seriously, guys, are you guys not stoked about the hamster? Come on.
I think this is so amazing. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, what? It's a hamster ball. What the hell?
Telling you. But I mean,
your eyes like, really? Like a hamster?
the thing that blew my
really-
mind.
Yeah, go on.
I'm sorry. The thing that blew my mind is that there was half the people who were like stoked like we are, and half of the other people are just so irate, like this is going to ruin the game. Like, when has the point of video games come that when a hamster and a ball comes to the game, you're not excited? Like, are we not playing video games? Like, this is supposed to be for fun, like to have a good time, a hobby. But these people are like, "Oh, your hamster is gonna ruin my competitive mode." Like, come on, guys, come on.
I think I'm just really like, I hope Blizzard knows what they're doing, right? Because that's one less hamster to run the servers. So I hope they don't break down. I hope everything's good. That they...
Tom, say it, Tom. Ayo.
I'm not gonna say it. It's all you. It's all you. I was told to be on my best behavior today.
Oh, because I'm not gonna be, so you need to be.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was so funny that a lot of everyone was speculating that it would be another ape that was Hammond, and that he was another ape from the same space station that Winston is from, and then all of a sudden from the right, this hamster is coming along, and I just love it. I think it's amazing because I also thought it was a little bit like, do we actually need another monkey in the game? We already have one, right?
Well, of course we do. I mean, let's have more monkeys. Let's not be all like, no more monkeys, Marty. I mean, we just want to put this out there. The Blue Recluse will happily accept more monkeys into our Blizzard games.
And their podcast. Hence why I'm on here. Okay, I'm just monkeying around. Okay.
Just feed him a smoothie.
I'm sure it just felt a little bit easy to me that from the same space station we get this another monkey and everything. So I'm really happy that I think Blizzard surprised pretty much everyone with this, right?
It's good they can still do that. It's good they can just throw a pretty ridiculous kind of hero together. It's like, it's a hamster, but he's got this whole kind of attire around him, like this wrecking ball, and it's just incredible. I watched the trailer. I'm like, this is amazing. Like,
I thought it was fake at first. Like when you guys started putting it in the chat, I was like, is this for real? Oh my god, it's for real. First pandas in my World of Warcraft, and now hamsters in my Overwatch.
Is this April 1st? Is this April 1st? I was really unsure in the beginning as well, but no, it's real.
It did kind of remind me though of kind of when Myst was announced, right? Like what you're saying, Michael, like when everyone was talking like, oh my god, pandas, WoW is going to be, and now everyone looks back at Myst and so fondly, and they're like, oh, I love Myst of Pandaria. But I'm not sure if you guys saw this. Jeff Kaplan went on stream with Seagull, who is one of the professional Overwatch players, really good streamer, and he actually went on his personal stream with him and talked about the development of Wrecking Ball. Go ahead, Marty.
Oh, he's like,
thank you. And the development seemed amazing, and the guys on the Overwatch team are super excited about this hamster. And I mean, come on, like seriously. It's a video game. Like, this is fun. Like, why is everyone so upset about this? Like, get over it. It's a hamster and a ball, and I'm going to be playing the heck out of them, okay?
Yeah. I can sort of understand why. I can understand the mindset, but I'm also sort of like, this is the Overwatch universe. I think anything can happen. We already have a talking monkey, all right? And
yeah, seriously.
we have a lot of other...
He's actually a gorilla, isn't he? He's not a monkey.
Yeah.
I feel like we...
Gorilla. I don't know.
Don't just be throwing around the monkey word all willy-nilly.
Yeah, monkeys throw a lot of poo. I don't think gorillas throw as much. Okay. Something,
Science.
There's an ultimate waiting to be made for the next monkey hero. Anyway, please continue.
No, but I mean, it's a world where anything can happen. I mean, we already have robots roaming around that are sentient beings, and I mean, I think this just shows that there is really no limits now, is there? What they can throw into this game.
Yeah.
Look at a goldfish or ants.
A goldfish.
Or cockroach. Anything is possible now.
I just don't want the Overwatch team, or any Blizzard team for that matter, to be hesitant to do something fun and inventive and unique just because of reaction from players who are just like, I get it, like it's a competitive game, it's it's serious, some people take it very serious. I'm glad that that's there, but for those of us who love the lore in the game, like I want to find out, like, where is this hamster from? Where did he come from? And how did he get his wrecking ball?
I came in like the wrecking ball.
I think he actually built it. If you look at the origin story, the little video that Blizzard put out, they show him like building a bunch of things and causing trouble with all of his inventions, and they're like, the scientists are excited to see what kind of trouble he'll get into next. So I like that little short. It says a lot, even though it's really small.
What I don't get is that if people are mad about this, like a small creature that's got a kind of technological mind that can build, mechanical structures.
Yes.
Are these people mad that there's gnomes in World of Warcraft then? You know what I mean? It's just like,
probably.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a hamster. It's okay. And they probably haven't played the hero.
No.
It's fun. I mean, I don't know, like Dusty, like you say, why that would make you angry? If that's what's making you angry in this world, out of everything that's happening in this world right now,
Yes.
if
Then you
that's the one thing, that's the one
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I've got questions for that person.
Like the way where our world is now, with everything going on politically and everything going on all over the
We
place,
should be
and you're-
thankful for the hamster.
like the hamster should be like the release, right? Of like, let's go play with a hamster and a ball.
But yeah, it seems like this character is going to be a pretty good fun, and you can do some crazy things with it, because this wrecking ball has a like a hook. It can shoot out, and then it will attach to it and swing around, and people are already doing all sorts of crazy things with it. And we'll post a link in the show notes where there is a few different GIFs and videos with what you can actually do with this. Have you guys looked into the kit of this character, and are you excited about it?
Is it on the PTR right now?
It is on
It is.
PTR right now, so you
It's
can
on the
go
PTR.
play it as well if you want to.
Yeah, so I watched a couple of, like I said, I watched Siegel's stream where he was playing it basically the whole time. But I think that, to kind of harken back to what Michael said, like, I just can't wait till they do, like, some of my favorite content out of Blizzard outside of their games are these hero highlight videos they do for Overwatch, the ones they debut at BlizzCon and places like that. The one they just recently did on May, they did one on Bastion where it's kind of relating to like PTSD of people who've been in war and things like those things are so the art is so amazing.
So-
Could you imagine what they would do for this hamster, like to tell a story? That would be so cool.
And animal
I
testing.
bet it makes us
Don't
cry.
do it.
I bet it makes us cry.
It
I'm
probably
gonna
will.
Call that right now.
At least me, I'm an emotional wreck. So
Save the hamster.
Save the world.
All right. And any last comments or last thoughts before we move on to this hamster? Do we even know the name of this little hamster? It's Hammond, right?
It is Hammond.
it's Hammond, but they're calling the character Michael. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like whenever Jeff Kaplan was talking about it, he was saying, I mean, no pun intended, but he was calling it Wrecking Ball. So I'm not sure.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
That is never getting old.
I think we have the show title as well.
I don't know. I think I have something that may top this here in a little bit.
Okay.
Oh wow, I'm excited now.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So did you prepare a sounder for it? Because else it won't work.
Yeah, you're probably right. Never mind then.
All right, let's move on to a game I know Michael have been playing a fair bit of lately, which is Heroes of the Storm. And we got a new map and we got a new hero, and it doesn't stop there, right, Michael? We
No.
actually get some changes.
Yes, so for those who don't know, I'll quickly go over it. I'm not going to go deep into the hero changes right now because I am actually waiting until they push it through, and then I'm going to give it some field testing, and then I will go a little bit more in depth and tell you how the characters feel.
Field testing? That sounds awfully like
That
Pokemon
sounded
Go right there.
amazing.
No, so 2 heroes that are going to get some rework are Azmodan, and then finally, we are getting a Raynor rework, which is... Oh, Jimmy. We've all been waiting for the rework for Raynor. He's one of the original heroes in Heroes of the Storm, and he definitely feels older. And he hasn't had a place in the meta for a while. So they're pushing through some changes to hopefully give him more of a place in the meta. So once that push comes through, I will be testing it out because I've been playing a whole bunch of heroes lately. I'm going to give it a test run, test it out, see how it feels, and then get back to you guys and let you know. But just know that that's coming down the way. So if you're a StarCraft fan or just a Heroes fan for old Jimmy, he's coming. And hopefully he's going to kick some butt again.
When I looked through these 2 small videos where they talked about the changes that they're going to do, and what really struck me was that because sometimes you see these large overhauls and the characters are changing completely, and the playstyle changes, and what really struck me with these 2 was that that's actually not really the case, is it? It seems like they're staying fairly close to what they were to begin with, but with small tweaks and small changes that actually might maybe increase the skill cap a little bit as well, but also just make them a little bit more fun to play, maybe.
So what that says to me is that, like you said, they want to make them more fun, but also it says that maybe they've nailed the class fantasy in a sense with what they have there. So they like the way Jimmy feels, like in terms of who he is, and it fits his character, but they want to make it more viable. So they have to make these little changes to stats and things like that. So
I like the way my Jimmy feels.
Can I just say how I love? Oh, can I just say how much I love that we're adoringly referring to him as Jimmy just multiple times? I love this.
Yeah.
This is just amazing.
that's
You guys are my people. Fantastic.
I
Everybody knows
constantly
Jimmy.
refer to him as just Jimmy. Like we're best friends from back in the day.
Like you know this guy. Yeah.
Like I've known him since 1996 or 97.
Long time. It's a long time to know your Jimmy.
Yeah, it's when
Choice.
I'm not gonna
Move
continue
on.
on.
So how about you, Dusty? Have you been playing the heroes lately, or?
So
how-
I hadn't really been in Heroes that much until Michael, due to our new change in recording time for the Blizzard Umbrella, he actually joined us this past week and kind of got me excited. And so I jumped into a few games and really enjoyed it. I played a lot of Deckard Cain, and I know that surprises you, Guy, but Deckard Cain is a lot of fun, and the new battleground. The new map is really cool, and Michael, he kind of said that. So I'm not playing very much of it because right now, believe it or not, I'm playing a lot of World of Warcraft. But Heroes is, again, it's a great game. I can't find the time, Marty. I can't find the time.
Yeah, I know how it feels, man. This week for me has been the same. I haven't really had time to play a lot either. Michael, the Heroes quest. The quest in Heroes of the Storm, is it over, or is it still active?
I think it's still active. I think it goes through a little bit of July, but I don't have the dates on hand right away. Or
No,
right now,
it's fine. I was just curious because I still lag to do the last 1.5 quest, I think.
Yeah, you have to
just
finish
haven't
your games with a friend, and then you have to get 8 wins, I think, after that. So
Yeah.
that's what
we
you have to
should
do.
play it. We should play a game together, all of
Can't-
us.
Cancel
Ooh.
everything right now, and let's just go do it. We'll
Turn
keep
the
the
show
stream
off.
up, and we'll play right now.
No,
Just saying.
just clear the rest of the show schedule and just us.
We'll just change
Go
the show
play.
notes to say "Play Heroes" after.
The after show.
But yeah, no, yeah, I'm up for that. I have a little bit of time I can kill afterwards before I have to do another podcast.
I love how we're just making plans.
Nobody
past
listens to
this.
that podcast anyway.
I know, but I mean, it's
I hope Ryan is here. I so hope Ryan is here right now.
You should have heard what we were saying off air. It was even worse.
No, that's what Tom was saying offline. Okay, I prefer to
I
say
can't,
it when
it was so
when it's
bad I
live.
can't even remember what I said. It was awful.
no, I didn't record it either, so no proof.
That never happened then.
But no, I really want to get a little bit more into Heroes. I found the fun again, and I want to play a little bit more Alex Strasser. I jumped into to do the game like a few weeks ago and actually bought her and then tried her out, and it's I really like the healing style of it, and yeah, I had fun in Heroes of the Storm.
Yes.
Wow.
Why you say
And
it all
then you-
surprising?
Feel like Blizzard are forcing you to do this quest? Is it
Yeah,
feeling
Blizzard
like...
is forcing me to play with friends. They're not forcing me to do this
Ah.
quest, but they're forcing me to play with friends, and I don't like that. So I have to play with you guys.
We understand.
It sucks, doesn't it? It sucks.
All right, Michael, let's move on to some World of Warcraft and some history,
Yes, let's do it.
because you
Sit down
found
with Michael and let him tell you a story of the
you found this little short video that you posted in the show like 10 minutes before the show, and then asked us if we had seen it, and it's 50 minutes long. So yeah, I just quickly saw what it was about and decided that I didn't have the time to actually watch it before the show. So tell us, what is it? What is it about?
Yeah, last night I was just browsing around YouTube and I saw a video that was called Blizzard Tells Us the History of World of Warcraft. And I was like, what in the world is this about? So it's 50 minutes long. I turned it on and it's Ian Hazacostas, Patrick McGruger, who is the lead gameplay engineer, and Jimmy Lowe, who is the visual development supervisor. And they pretty much talk about World of Warcraft from classic all the way through current expansion and BFA. And they just kind of go through like some highlights of each expansion, and in some cases they talk about some of the challenges that went into it, such as like Ian talking about how when World of Warcraft was released in 2004, he was still a player then and didn't work on the team, and he's like, I couldn't play for like 2 days because they took down my server because they couldn't handle it, and then we went back and we were still able to play later on. So he talks about some of that and just each expansion, how it felt to be on the team or be a part of that experience. And I really enjoy some of the behind the scenes thing on like, oh, we had to change it visually once flying was introduced, because before then we didn't have to worry about transitions into certain zones because they couldn't get to it. You couldn't just fly over from Stormwind to the Burning Steep, so it was easy where they could just kind of go around and not worry about that. But once flying was introduced, they had to, okay, how do we transition from here into there now? They talk about that. They talk about how Cataclysm changed everything and how they felt about it. And it's a really interesting video for those who enjoy things like that. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to stuff like that, behind the scenes. And some people were complaining, of course, about how when it came to Warlords of Draenor, they didn't express how much people hated certain aspects of it. And I'm like, I don't think that's the point of the video, but okay.
What aspects might that be, I wonder?
That's weird, because I actually did watch this video and there just seemed to be a hard edit in the video, and it was like, yeah, so then there was Mr. Pandaria, and then Legion
and then
came
the
out.
Burning Legion. But no, it's really cool. I like it. So if you're interested, the link is in our show notes. So be sure to go check that out if you like some behind the scenes nostalgic views.
I really find it interesting lately in general news and websites, because this one is for Wired magazine, right? I think. And I find it interesting to see how the last few years, how these sort of videos and articles on like not specifically gaming websites or news outlets, that more and more content like this is being showcased there and shown there, and how much it's been growing, and it's just, I love it. Being a gamer, it's amazing that we've come this far, that it's starting to get into other media outlets as well.
I think it speaks to the anomaly that WoW is. It takes such a weird or a big phenomenon to happen until gaming gets into kind of mainstream media, where you look at what happened with Minecraft for so long, to where it was so popular that parents had to know what Minecraft was, and then now the same is for Fortnite. But WoW is a little different. WoW is a game that people, it's hard for people outside the gaming industry to understand, because it's an MMO that has been around for, again, just such a long time. And I watched this video the other night and thoroughly enjoyed it. This is some of my favorite content. Like Michael, I like behind the scenes stuff. Really, my favorite thing is to hear people's story of how they got into WoW, which is why I love Lita's podcast that she does, Behind the Avatar. And I love to hear people's stories of where they were when they got their first box for Classic or BC when they got it or whatever. And Ian and these guys in this video did such a good job of talking about kind of where they were at in their life during this time, and kind of the different mechanics and thought process. And to hear him say, like Michael said, that they had to shut down his server for like 2 days, so you're getting amped up about a game, and then you got to quit for 2 days cold turkey and then go back to it. This video is really cool, and especially I'm in a WoW mode right now, where I get this way leading up to new expansions, to where I had a few months off where I really wasn't playing at all, and now I'm just like, I am just ready. I want to be in Azeroth. I want to be in that world, and I'm reading the book right now. Before this, I'm reading all that stuff, so I'm kind of consumed by that world right now, and so for me, I love this video.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely on my to-watch list right now, because I really love watching these videos behind the scenes as well. And also, like, when Jeff Kaplan goes on, I can't remember, was it Wired as well? Was it someone else where he did the what was it? The support hotline, whatever, where he answered questions, people support questions, things like that. I really just love to see how things.
I always get worried when game developers go on there, because one of the kind of last game developers to do something like that, the next day he wasn't a game developer at Blizzard anymore. So
It's a very sad day indeed.
Yeah.
Customer
Yeah,
support leads to people quitting.
I would play the sound clip with him, but since he quit, I can't.
He's no longer
I can't
welcome
use it
here.
anymore.
You deleted him off the blue soundboard.
He
I
deleted
feel like we
himself
should've-
when he walked out on us.
Yeah,
I feel like we
his
should
own
have had a
fault.
meeting about what sound clips get deleted off the soundboard, and I was strongly objected to Ben Bro being deleted. But there we go. Sorry, Ben.
Okay.
So the way the Blue Recluse is going right now is Ben Brode has been removed and Miley Cyrus has been added. That's kind of where we're
What a
at right now.
substitution. Wow.
Yeah,
Doesn't get any better than that, does it really?
we're hip. We're a part of the times. Okay, we only keep what's current and we get rid of the old. Marty's on his way out
Yep.
soon.
Up next, Britney Spears.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I'm sorry.
Wait a
Don't delete me. Don't kick me. Remember, I control the stream right now.
And remember, we control you.
Whoa. Whoa.
So okay.
Hey there, don't be scared.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
There
There
he
we go.
is.
He's back. He's back. He I don't know how he got on there. It's,
Wow, maybe
Oh,
Michael
okay,
Smith. He's
someone
allergic. He's allergic to Ben Bro. Well, put
Oh,
away.
excuse
Sorry.
me. Excuse me.
I'll take it off. I'll take him off again. Don't worry.
Bit of Ben Bro dander there, just
That's great.
Fluttered into the nostrils, and I just couldn't.
must have been weird. Or his flannel shirt.
Let's move on.
Okay. Well, since we are at World of Warcraft, let's talk about some of the new stuff that's being introduced in Battle for Azeroth. We just got an article, a little preview for War Mode and PvP going into Battle for Azeroth. Any of you guys who likes to do the PvP? Are you Tom? Are you down with the PvP?
You know what? Over the past few years, I wouldn't say I've been a big kind of advocate of battlegrounds, but something I've always kind of sought after in World of Warcraft. And you know, I played in Classic. I played in the days when we battled for Karen Mill and South Shore, and we didn't get honor points. We just did it for the fun, and just that whole aspect of being out in the world and knowing that you can have a bit of danger. Maybe you can take over points and bolster a defense of a garrison or something like. Sorry, I shouldn't have said garrison. A fort. Shouldn't have said the G word. Whew. Just that. I think that was kind of my expectation when, you know, I first played World of Warcraft, and I actually rolled on a PvP server, and you know, it did exist for a time. You have people invading cities, and you know that feeling when you first kind of grouped up with people to invade an enemy city. I mean, there was nothing quite like it. It was so incredible, an amazing feeling, and I feel like we've pulled away from that over, you know, a series of expansions, and you know, the servers just can't handle it. So I'm glad we're kind of having this focus on, yeah, you know, it's Battle for Azeroth. What a perfect expansion to bring back the aspect of world PvP, and you know, it's going to be a toggleable thing. You don't have to do it, but it's pretty much changing the way servers work. You know, we did have PvP and PvE servers. It's kind of irrelevant now, right? So it's just going to be like a toggle that if you want to engage or be engaged, you know, you can switch that on. If you have no interest, you can just forget about it. And I mean, that's a really big change as well, especially for people that maybe rolled on PvP servers, having an expectation of what that was going to be like, and they've just been stuck there for years. They've never moved away. Fortunately, I know, you know, we've made several server transfers, run up a huge bill, and you know, we're on a PvE server now, and it definitely was. It felt a lot better from a, you know, a story perspective and just questing, because the amount of griefing that could happen sometimes, it was just a bit off-putting. But yeah, I'm really excited for this feature for Battle for Azeroth. Probably one of the thing I'm most excited about.
I wanted to add in there that for anybody that is reading Before the Storm, and even if you're not reading it, that book will get you ready for PvP. Like, especially if you are like a diehard, like if you're diehard for the Alliance or you're diehard for the Horde, like that book right now, it will get you pumped to like just get in there and destroy some of the enemy factions. So if you're not reading that, get in on it. I'm not going to tell anything about it, but definitely
There is
if you
some
want
tension.
PvP,
There's some underlying tension.
yeah, they kind of butt heads a little bit if you never knew.
Yeah,
Poking the fire.
I couldn't agree more with that. And I think that this is the biggest PvP overhaul that we've seen in WoW in forever. Because it's not just the war mode, like Tom said, with like them being able to toggle, being able to toggle on and off. We're also getting like the bounty hunter system. Like that alone, to me, seems like it would be a really cool feature of like if you're like one of those people who love to gank people all the time. Let's say you go on like a ganking spree of like ganking a whole bunch of lobies or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden your icon shows up on everybody's world map. Like that to me is just like amazing. Like that's what an MMO is for, right? Like that's why the bigness of the game, like that's why I love playing WoW, because it's just like stuff like that just seems super cool to me.
Stealing from the Division.
Oh.
No, but all I have to say is bubble hearth. See you, suckers.
No, but to be honest, when I read this, I was like, oh my god, it will suit so well in World of Warcraft, won't it? For those who actually have PvP turned on. I really like this. I mean, I probably won't participate myself, but
yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
Yeah, well. But I just remember from the Division that when that popped up, all of a sudden that there was a bounty on someone and everybody just went for that person. That was such a fun mechanic, I found, that the game didn't support it that well. This is another thing we can always talk about somewhere else. But I'm really looking forward to see how this will work out, because I love this idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there with you. And when Dusty kind of said like, oh, one guy taking out a whole bunch of lobies, I just imagined a bunch of lower level players grouping together to like take down this one guy. So he's like he's like a world boss right now, and like all the lower level characters are like teaming up to try and take him down because he's been knocking them all out. I think that aspect is pretty cool.
And I actually do remember from vanilla that we were a bunch of lobies against like a max level, and we actually, because we had the numbers, we actually managed to take him out. And the system only works in the new zones though, so the level difference won't be too high. But
yeah,
still,
that's true.
But still, it's something that could happen. So looking forward to see how it's going to work out, and I hope it will be great.
Fun fact: he just stayed in the forest killing boars to level up.
I wanna toss this idea at you guys and kind of see what you guys are thinking about. So on the forums and like everywhere, there's this big forum post that got pinned a long time ago, a couple of weeks back. I'm not sure exactly when it got pinned, but basically the guy was saying that he was asking, is BFA the most controversial WoW expansion to date since like Cataclysm, or we didn't know Warlords was going to be what it was or whatever. How do you guys feel about leading up? Like he was making the point or the case that he thinks that BFA should have been pushed into, early to mid-September. The game may not be done. Classes don't feel right. And Marty, maybe you can speak on this more because you're doing the whole thing with the Raiders Confessional. But like, how do you feel about BFA? Do you think it should have cooked a little more, or do you think that Blizzard never releases anything before it's done anyways? So I don't understand this guy's concerns. But what do you think about BFA? Do you think is it just a bunch of hogwash, or what do you think it is?
I don't know. I think it's really hard to say right now, because I think don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that they will do like a final, well, not a final, but they will do another balancing
a pass,
pass, whatever, before we get properly into raiding. I'm not completely sure where I heard it or if it's true, but from what I can see from the beta right now that I'm in, the stuff that's on the beta feels fairly complete. It's really hard for me, at least, to judge the classes, because I don't have max level characters to play around with. So I mean, one thing is what happens at 110, another one is what happens at 120. That can be a huge difference. And it's really, and I think that a lot of people are also a little bit worried about the tuning and stuff, but what you also have to remember is that you have this Azerite gear that we haven't been able to, like, we don't know the raid gear, how it will work, and what abilities that will be on it, because that gear can change up a lot as well. So it's really hard for me to how to figure out if it's actually not done or what. But I don't know. It's, from what I've played, it feels pretty good. It feels a bit slow, but it feels overall pretty good. So and I don't know. I mean, even like the expansions that started out in the worst possible ways, like turned out to be fairly good towards the end anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much. Of course, it might be a little bit annoying in the beginning if everything doesn't work as it should. But I don't know. I'll just want to jump in there, see how it works, and see how things happen.
And I'm kind of along the lines of, for anybody that watches it, I watch a lot of Preach Gaming. I watch a lot of his YouTube videos, and he's been doing a lot of BFA testing, even all the way up through raid testing and things like that. But he kind of goes by a philosophy of until the game actually comes out, he doesn't worry about numbers. He goes off of how it feels. How a class feels, how it feels to play it. And for the most part, it's been relatively positive all around. I do feel like they'll have their numbers figured out later when it comes down to it. And if not, I mean, sometimes it happens. Sometimes they have to change some things. Kill Jaden, maybe. But they'll change it accordingly.
Yeah, and I mean, they have all this tech nowadays where, I mean, back in the days, you actually had to wait for a patch to be deployed and all these things before they could make tweaks like this. Nowadays, they can do it on the fly pretty much. So if your class is overperforming, they could technically nerf you while you were playing without you noticing, and things like that. So
that's what happened to my DPS on the meters. Blizzard targeting me as I'm
Sure,
going
Michael.
through. Okay,
that's what's happening.
I think people are just up in arms about really nothing at this point. I think they need to see how it is when it goes live, and I think BFA will be fine.
No, I actually disagree with you a little bit there. I don't think that they're up in arms about nothing. I think that they are making a bigger deal out of certain things than they should be, but I think that things like this is necessary because Blizzard needs to know what the community feels, and without these people complaining about these certain things, then it would probably be worse for the population as a whole later on. So at least right now, them speaking loudly about it, it's on their radar. So whether or not Blizzard actually wants it that way, because we do know that some of the things that we're complaining about, they are pushing forward with that idea regardless, because it's part of their vision for the game as a whole, how they want the expansion to play out. So it is a very interesting push and pull there. I'm really excited for it though. I'm on the story bandwagon right now. Like, I can't wait to experience the story and see what's going on.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think I already have said enough about the subject. I really think that just wait and see and what happens. And I mean, obviously I understand why people are concerned, and people will always be concerned, especially when it's their own class. That feels a little bit underpowered or whatever, but I just think it's not really possible to see the full picture yet either.
Yeah.
So
who cares? Nerf warlocks. Nobody cares.
Nerf warlocks, remove paladins, and everything should be good.
Remove
Oh,
paladins.
whoa.
Speaking of paladins, anybody here going through the mage tower trying to get those mage tower rewards before it goes off?
How is Cruel going? Is he still alive?
He's still alive. I've been making some progress though. For the longest, I couldn't even get past phase 1. Now I'm consistently getting past phase 1. I'm getting
Wait, there's more than one phase? Oh,
There
man.
is more than one phase. Yes, it wasn't even his final form.
Merely a setback.
Yeah, I went in, and today actually, right before the show, I was playing and keeping the show from going live on time, and I got him down to 12% health. It's the first time I got him under 20, so today might be the day. Let's hope.
Get in your diary.
Here
So,
we go.
Dusty, have you been doing? I know you've been leveling alts and all that nonsense, but have you been?
Yeah,
have you done the mage tower?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I know where my time is. My gaming time now is limited with a little one and family and everything. And so when I play WoW, I want to enjoy it. And I know that this is a funny story, by the way. I know that if I went into the mage tower, which I've already defeated the one for my main spec anyways, and so that's all I need.
You're a hunter, right?
Yes.
Of course you have your weapon. Jeez.
Hunter can
it
use
was
any
not-
weapon. Is that
Yeah,
still
it
a
was not.
thing?
It was not very. I mean, it was difficult, but I mean, I wasn't that geared. But either way, I defeated it there. I have 7 110s and really 8. I have one on the horde, but that was a boosted character, so I had 7 110s, and so I have no desire to do that.
But
and
his
I've been
time is limited.
I've been having so much. I've been having so much fun with the old world stuff with my alts and my allied races that realistically, the Mage Tower to me, that's not the kind. Like Ryan, my co-host on the Blizzard Umbrella, he loves that stuff, and he's such a competitive gamer, and he loves to do that kind of stuff. And for him, that's super fun. I mean, I know at this point it may not be fun for him right now, but it is fun for him. He loves accomplishing things like that. I just love exploring the world, doing different things like that. And the Mage Tower was fun, the one that I did, but I'm definitely not in it, beating my head against my desk like you are, Michael. I will say, good for you.
I'm not injuring my desk at the moment. Okay, I've been having fun with it because I've actually been learning as I go, and it's been a while since I felt like I'm playing my class and learning more about it. Like right now, I'm learning how to use cooldowns and stuff. So.
Did you do the Chromie?
I didn't complete it. I didn't complete it. I was going through it, but I was not learning there. That was where I was beating my head against stuff, just like, what is going on here? But I kind of got I got the first part down where you go to each individual area, but I didn't get past that part.
Okay. I just find it so interesting that normally when you get around to this point, this is where just cleaning up the last few things I want to do, and then I'm taking a break, and then I'm all waiting for the new expansion to come out. But this time around, I've been raiding all the way through, and I mean I'm a little bit tired of the game right now. I'm taking a break. I'm waiting for the expansion to hit, but I went in there just to do the last bit of the storyline that hit these live servers this week.
Oh, yeah.
And I cleaned up my my quest log at the same time just to start preparing a little bit for the new expansion to hit. And then I realized, oh, I have this quest. Do 5 Brawlers Guild, win 5 Brawlers Guild matches. And I was like, I have not done a single Brawlers Guild this this expansion. So there's just so much to do in this expansion, and I'm like, I don't know when I should have done it.
Yeah, I think in two expansions, I think in like 2 or 3 expansions, we're gonna look back at Legion, and I think we're gonna realize how good it was, and the content release and the schedule and the patches and even the raids for the most part, and just the content as a whole. I think Legion did a really good job, and I think that's why I'm excited about BFA, because a lot of BFA stuff is kind of refined from Legion, and so I don't know, we'll see.
They've raised the bar again after Warlords, and they definitely made a great comeback with Legion. It's I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone that's would say it's been a disappointing expansion, because it feels like there's been plenty of content, and they kind of broke down the patches to have smaller patches compared to the larger patches, especially 7.2. That was huge. And just to keep people tied over, and there's a lot of things included there, and the revamp to the dungeons, which we kind of talked about as well, the whole mythic system. And yeah, I think like going into this expansion, the expectations have been raised again, because this is what we're going to expect now. This is like what I would say, that's a good expansion. That's one we will look back and go, it was great. The story, the content, it ticked all the boxes. Maybe we got a bit tired of seeing green fellfire everywhere, but that's okay. It was just part of the environment. And hoping kind of for a similar structure with regards to kind of content and like things to keep you occupied. And I feel like we're getting that. We've got War Mode, which we just mentioned. We've got why do I want to say Conquest? It's not Conquest, is it? The islands, the skirmishes. I don't know. What the hell am I saying? Like scenario.
Yeah, and the war fronts as well, and we have quite a few new systems. So yeah, it's really going to be interesting how they're going to impact.
Battle obviously continues to be at the forefront of our gaming. Well,
I just want to say one thing, okay? I discovered this is what I was telling you guys about earlier. I discovered the terrible turnip. Okay, I know you guys don't think that's something special. Let me explain to you. Okay, with the terrible turnip, it has a move that you can use its move, and it will attack your opponent, and this is for people who are wanting to capture battle pets, which is something that I'm doing right now, is trying to increase my collection. Don't judge me, okay? So you use this move that the Terrible Turnip has, and it will not reduce the opponent's health any down below 1. So it takes them all the way down to 1 hit, which makes it much easier to capture. And so I have 2 of the Terrible Turnips. One of them's level 1, one of them's level 25, and I just have him on my team. I put 1 pet that I want to level up as number 1 in my slot, one slot. The number 2 slot, Marty, I know you're intrigued by this, is the Terrible Turnip, and I use it to capture any pet that I want. It's fantastic. If this show is not called The Terrible Turnip, I'm going to be upset, okay?
No, actually, sorry, it's going to be called the Angry Aubergine.
Yeah, it's copyright reasons. We can't call it that.
I know. I feel like we need to vote like Miley Cyrus or Terrible Turnip. I mean, some might say there's not much of a difference there, but you know.
Or how about I got it? How about I got wrecked by a Terrible Turnip?
That's too long. I mean,
Oh,
Dusty, come on, SEO. You're not thinking of SEO here. I mean,
You're right. You're right. I'm not.
Nobody's going to be typing in the Blue Recluse Terrible Turnip.
I
mean, maybe they will be.
I just. Oh man.
All right. I am intrigued. I am intrigued about that. I think I'll actually go get myself that pet now because
I was thinking about that too.
That's another thing that I haven't completed yet. I also have all the 4 raptors that you can get.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to do that too.
Yeah, I still need to level all those up to level 25 or whatever, and do everything, all the quests and
so many things.
There's so many things to do. I could use like a whole expansion cycle to get through all the stuff that I still have to do, I think. So yeah. Anyway, we still have a few things. We're not completely done with PvP in Battle for Azeroth. One of the things that we haven't mentioned yet is in the new zones, there will from time to time be airdrops, which will a war supply crate that drops somewhere in the zone, and there's stuff in it. What's in it?
Loot. So it looks like it's gonna work like the Gurubashi Arena, apparently. You know that place in Stranglethorn came in a long time ago, and
in vanilla
that would spawn like at a certain time every day, and at the start everyone was battling for it, and now you can probably go there in the middle of the night and scoop yourself a little reward for doing that. But yeah, it's gonna drop down. I don't know if there's gonna be just certain locations where it could possibly spawn, or it's just gonna be random. And yeah, you can kind of take over that area, and I think if you kind of hold it for a certain period of time, or you capture that point, then you get loot from it as well. So that's kind of cool that there's going to be a dynamic aspect to kind of the zones as well. It's not just going to be, oh yeah, we can just kill each other if we want to. There's going to be, a bit of to and fro with these kind of airdrops as well, which should add a bit of spice to the zones, and maybe bring back that kind of old Tower Mill South Shore days where you're struggling for something, but actually you can get something this time, which is
get loot on PvP.
Good. Way to funk it.
Yep. Also, there is like the PvP version of Brawler's Guild where you can queue up, and then you will get into some 1v1 duels in an arena, and then you just keep going until you lose.
Against other people?
Against other people, yes.
Wow, so like deathmatch for Warcraft.
Yeah, pretty much. So you just keep going until you lose. So the longer winning streak will give you like different achievements, titles, and things like that. So
that's kind of cool because you always see people. You always go outside cities, right? And there's always those 2 guys dueling. It's like doesn't matter what time of the day. Those 2 guys are always dueling. I don't know how they have time to do anything else because they're always dueling. And you run past them, then you get challenged for dueling. You're like, no, I don't duel. And nobody duels anymore.
I don't do duels.
Come on. That's just nice. It's kind of fleshed out the whole. You can do 2v2 arena, 3v3 arena now. Just if you want to prove that you're the very best, you can just go one-on-one. But I know I just feel like there's gonna be like holy priests against holy priests, and it's gonna be like, oh no,
the battle for attrition.
It's like whose internet, whose electric's gonna cut out first?
Yeah, like I remember there was this comic back in the days where it was like a druid and a paladin that battled against each other, and yeah, like a resto druid and a holy paladin, and the duel just went on forever and ever and ever because they couldn't kill each other.
So Giggles is saying with regards to the drop, you have to capture the area, and then people from the same faction have a small window of time to loot the chest. So it's gonna be pretty frantic if you do capture the area. Then people are gonna be like, wait.
Yeah. Also, one of the systems that changed in Legion was the whole how honor level the system worked, and obviously that's going away now because we have this new system. So it will go back to where you actually, when you get honor, you I don't know, you rank up somehow, and then you will get rewards like titles, pets, amounts, and more. And that will be battleground scoreboards, and it really seems like if you're a PvPer, this expansion is for you. Lots of new changes and lots of new things to get your filthy gamer hands on.
I think I'd be disappointed if there was anything different. I mean, it's called Battle for Azeroth. It's not called pillow fights. You know what I mean? Let's just do this.
Pillow fights for Azeroth.
I feel like they said in
Pillow
Legion,
fights for Azeroth. That will be the new show instead of that where they made
Boom.
bikes, but just I don't know.
I feel like just before Legion, they said they were overhauling the honor system and everything, and they said this will never change ever again. I'm almost certain they said this is how it will be, and hey, a year later it's changed. I thought it was weird that they actually said that it wouldn't change, but
Yeah. Nobody remembers that far back though. Nobody remembers.
no.
The internet.
maybe I
has
dreamed it.
forgotten. Yeah.
He dreamed it.
One last thing I quickly want to touch on is that if you actually turn war mode on, so the world for you is a PvP world, then you will actually get a little bit of an increased XP when you're doing some questing out about in the world. And at the moment on the beta, I think this XP boost is set a little bit too high. I've heard some rumblings from people saying that you level really, really easy with this one turned on. So yeah.
But it'll be different when the game launches because game will be more populated. There'll be more skirmishes, I expect, and yeah, I'm excited to see how this plays out because in my head it sounds like it's gonna be good. If you get the incentive to actually be flagged for PvP as well, and I don't know how that resolves the end game because obviously you don't need XP, but maybe you get some.
No, at end game you will get other stuff. You will get like honor points or conquest points or things like that. So that will be, or there's a little grind called Azerite power as well.
There's always a grind, isn't there? It's
Always
never
a grind. Always.
You gotta catch them all. Wait, that's another game.
That's another one.
Whoa, careful.
Let's not go there. Any last thoughts about BFA PvP so far? Anything you guys are specifically excited about, or don't you care?
Let's kill some horde.
In regards to PvP, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna turn war mode on and see how it goes. I'm more interested in war fronts. I want to see how that goes. A little bit of RTS flavor. I'm looking forward to that. So I'm waiting for more information to come down from more fronts. I want to try it out.
Yeah.
I'm turned on. I'm turned on. War mode, it's happening. I'm excited.
I think I'll turn mine. I think I'll turn it on too.
I think I will turn it on.
We're all turned on.
I will turn it on. I will turn it on eventually. I don't think I will turn it on the first day when everybody is in the same area at the same time.
That's a good point.
Coward.
Yeah. Yeah, coward.
Come on. Are you here? Are you here to fight for the cause of the alliance? Or are you here to?
No.
You know.
I'm here for the XP bonus.
You're just on your druid, probably just stealthed in the bushes.
Oh, yeah.
Chat saying that
Swiping
everyone is
segment.
secretly the most excited for the 5 million auctioneer mount.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Giant brontosaurus. I mean, come
gold
on.
burning holes in my pockets. I gotta spend the gold. And also, it's the most wonderful time of the year when the expansion launches and you're a miner and an herbalist. Just pick it all up, put it all in the auction house. You do a little happy dance and you buy your mounts.
That's what I did when Legion launched. I was a skinner and leatherworker, and if you got the special legendary or epic skin in Legion, you could sell it for tons of gold. It was amazing.
I mean, when Legion came out, I actually became a millionaire. Like I got over 1 million gold, and it was great. I spent quite a lot of that. I think I'm at 600,000 now. So I'm gonna go back to being a millionaire again. You know, just
I've been losing money,
ordering gnomes around.
I've been losing money repairing all my equipment after cruel battles.
He's actually in the red. He like owes people money.
I took out a loan from a goblin and won't leave me alone now.
The interest on that overdraft.
All right. I think with those words, it's time for us to head out of here and close down the bar and end the show. So let's do that.
Lost orders! Lost orders!
So, Dusty, thank you so much for joining us today. It was fun, I hope.
Yes, I am always, whenever I can hang out with you guys, always look forward to it. You guys are friends of mine, obviously, and we can get on the podcast, have a good time together. It's always great. Find me over at the Blizzard Umbrella, Dusty Porter, all over the interwebs. Thank you guys again for having me. It's been a great time.
Who gave him permission to shout out himself?
Oh, sorry.
We don't do that here.
You wait till you're told to say that.
Man.
Don't you read the show notes? I do. So in the show notes, it says that stay around because after the show, we have the Freshly Report for you. And so let us know your thoughts about anything we've talked about on this episode. Or if you have your own questions, feel free to contact us. Tom, know how to do that.
You can email the show at thebluerecluspodcast@gmail.com. Find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, The Blue Recluse. Come on over to our Discord, thebluerecluse.eu/Discord. Been a bit quiet this week again. I think people are just out in the sunshine, having barbecues, sweating, and covering themselves in lotion.
Pokemon.
Yeah, we got a Patreon over at patreon.com/thebluerecluse. And I just want to say thank you for the people that continue to support this absolute nonsense. It's whoa, what's happening?
I'm sorry, you made me laugh and I started clicking things.
Oh my god. It's like, whoa, what's happening to the stream? That's all things happening. Anyway, all that, the bluerecluse.eu, everything we talked about today, show notes, past episodes. If you want to find out more about the hosts, don't do that, but you can. That's it. I'm done.
Are you done? Okay.
Done.
With those words, thank you so much again, Dusty, for joining. With those words, I think I don't know. I don't know what to say now. How do we end this show again? It's faster, right?
I know. Keep your Jimmy close, but your terrible turnip closer.
I came in like a ray.
Welcome to the Frazzly Report, a short news report by me, Frazzly, the Awesome Gnome, to deliver your weekly World of Warcraft news. The Midsummer Fire Festival has been taking place this past week. This is the time of the year to honor the light that many have lit before us, and to not let the light of the Alliance, or the Horde if you desire, fade away. With all the pyrotechnics, the inhabitants of Teldrassil are not resting easy. There have been many rumors that Teldrassil may soon be burned. These rumors started circulating at BlizzCon 2017, and it has been keeping the Night Elves perched up in trees for many sleepless nights. Fire has generally been a thing not allowed in the Great Tree. Smoking had already been banned in 2007 due to health concerns of secondhand smoke. There have been many changes to the festival this year in Darnassus. All fires have been replaced with plastic fires. Alliance players can flip a switch to turn on the light, and Horde players can flip the switch to turn them off. This caused the classic game of fighting over the light that is common amongst siblings. One Horde Orc player ran off crying after an Alliance Worgen called them a meanie head. Thankfully, no one got called a poopy head. It always made me cry as a kid. There is the matter of stealing the opposing faction's capital city fire. Alliance players are forbidden from bringing any fires to Darnassus, and Horde players are allowed to steal the flame, but are instead given a glow stick to represent the typical flame that is in the city. Oh, and fire juggling was replaced with the juggling of knives. The officials said at least it isn't on fire, but sadly there have been many injuries and even one horrific fatality from it. The spirit healer has been on hand to help with any further injuries. This has been the Fraz Report. I am Frasley Sparkspan. You can find the show at frazreport.com. Until next week, be awesome.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio. Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.